Deep inside a Louisville vault, a single document sits locked behind two combination safes. What's inside has stayed secret for over 80 years. Every single day, KFC sells over 12 million pieces of fried chicken worldwide, and it all traces back to one man's handwritten recipe. KFC operates over 27,000 locations across 150 countries. This factory alone processes 2 million pounds of chicken every single week. It started with a 65-year-old man named Harlan Sanders, cooking chicken in a roadside gas station in Corbin, Kentucky, back in 1930. Today, we go inside the entire operation, from the live chicken farm all the way to that iconic red and white bucket landing on your table. It begins hundreds of miles from the nearest KFC. Massive refrigerated semi-trucks arrive at processing facilities loaded with freshly raised American chickens. From above, this facility looks like a small city. 7 football fields of factory floor running 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Step 1 begins the moment that truck backs in. What happens in the next 90 seconds determines the quality of every piece of chicken you've ever eaten. Every chicken entering this facility is USDA inspected and graded. Federal inspectors are stationed on-site around the clock. No exceptions, no shortcuts. KFC sources exclusively from American farms. Their supplier network includes over 4,000 contracted farms across 17 states producing chickens raised specifically to their standards. These aren't just any chickens. KFC's birds are raised on a specific grain diet, reaching target weight in precisely 38 to 42 days. Once cleared by inspectors, the birds enter an automated receiving line. Sophisticated sensors measure size, weight, and temperature, all within a 2-second window. Any bird that doesn't meet spec is flagged and removed immediately. KFC's rejection rate is under 1%, a number that took decades to achieve. The accepted birds move into the primary breakdown stage, where industrial precision cutting machines portion every single chicken into exactly 9 standardized pieces. These machines cut with a tolerance of just 2 millimeters. Every breast, thigh, wing, and drumstick comes out virtually identical, every time, without fail. After portioning, every piece travels through a chilled water bath, a critical step that drops the core temperature to below 40 degrees in under 3 minutes. Temperature control at this stage is everything. Even a single degree off can affect texture, safety, and critically, how the secret seasoning bonds to the skin. Now chilled and portioned, each piece passes through an automated air drying tunnel. Surface moisture must be precisely controlled before the next stage begins. This facility processes over 300,000 individual chicken pieces per shift. That's roughly 1 piece every 1/10 of a second, non-stop, around the clock. But here's where it gets interesting. The chicken is ready, but the real magic hasn't even started yet. The Colonel's secret is next. This is the moment every KFC fan has wondered about. We're entering the spice preparation zone, and very few cameras have ever been allowed inside. Colonel Sanders developed his 11 herbs and spices blend in 1940. That original handwritten recipe has never been digitized. It exists on paper only. To protect it, KFC splits production of the blend between 2 separate suppliers. Neither one receives the complete recipe. Only KFC's top executives know the full formula. The sealed spice mixture arrives at this facility in unmarked pressurized containers. Workers who handle it sign strict non-disclosure agreements before ever touching a single canister. Inside the blending room, the pre-mixed spice compound meets a proprietary base of flour, salt, and additional dry ingredients, blended in ratios that are computer-controlled. Those drums hold up to 2,000 pounds of breading mix per cycle. Each batch is mixed for exactly 11 minutes, never more, never less. Once blending is complete, automated quality sensors sample the mixture every 30 seconds, checking particle size, moisture content, and color consistency to within 1% tolerance.
Approved batches are pneumatically transported through sealed overhead tubes directly to the coating lines below, never touched by human hands, never exposed to open air. Before coating, every chicken piece passes through the marinade injection stage, one of the least talked about but most critical steps in KFC's entire process. The marinade is injected at over 300 points per piece, penetrating deep into the muscle tissue. This is what gives KFC chicken its signature juicy interior. Post-injection, the pieces enter a tumbling marination drum, a massive rotating cylinder that ensures every surface absorbs the liquid evenly over a timed cycle. And after tumbling, the marinated pieces chill again in a rapid cooling corridor, locking the moisture inside before the coating process permanently seals everything in. Now comes the coating station, the moment the Colonel's legendary breading meets the chicken for the very first time. This is where the magic becomes real. The chicken passes through 3 coating stages in sequence. First a light flour dusting, then a liquid binder wash, then the final full seasoned breading application. That middle liquid binder stage is a closely guarded element itself. It determines exactly how thick and how textured the final crust will be after frying. The final breading station applies the full seasoned coating under controlled air pressure, pressing the spiced flour into every crevice of the chicken's surface. The coating thickness is measured by laser sensors after every single pass. It must fall within a range of exactly 2.4 to 2.8 millimeters. Perfectly coated pieces are now arranged onto specialized frying racks by robotic arms, positioning each piece at exact angles for optimal oil circulation during frying. At peak production, 48 coating lines run simultaneously in this facility, each one capable of fully coating over 600 pieces of chicken every single minute. If you're amazed by this, smash that like button right now, because we haven't even gotten to the frying process yet. It gets even more incredible.
The loaded frying racks now roll toward the most important machines in this entire facility, KFC's signature pressure fryers. Nothing else like them exists in fast food.
Colonel Sanders himself invented pressure frying chicken in 1939. He discovered it cooked faster and sealed in moisture that open frying simply couldn't match. Today's industrial version operates at a precise 12 to 14 pounds per square inch of pressure. The sealed environment forces heat into the meat at a cellular level. The frying racks are mechanically lowered into the oil by an automated arm. A fully sealed lid locks down with over 800 pounds of clamping force. The oil temperature is locked at 340 degrees Fahrenheit, maintained within 1 degree of variance. Even a 5-degree swing changes the entire texture of the crust. Under pressure, the sealed fryer traps steam released from the chicken itself, creating an internal environment that simultaneously fries the outside and steams the inside. Each fry cycle takes exactly 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Not 9 minutes, not 10. A single second off either way is flagged as a process violation. The oil system itself is a marvel of engineering. A continuous filtration loop removes particles every 90 seconds, keeping the oil pristine throughout the entire production day. This facility uses over 40,000 gallons of frying oil per week. Every single drop is tracked, filtered, tested, and replaced on a rolling 24-hour schedule.
When the cycle ends, the pressure releases through a controlled venting sequence, a deliberate 15-second depressurization that prevents the coating from cracking off the chicken.
The lid opens, and for the first time in nearly 10 minutes, the fully fried chicken is revealed. The color, the crust, the aroma, all precisely engineered. The chicken immediately enters a precision draining and cooling station, removing excess oil to within 1/10 of a gram before any quality inspection begins.
Now begins the first critical quality control checkpoint. Every batch must pass a 22-point visual inspection protocol before it moves even 1 inch further down the line.
Color is measured by a spectrophotometer, a device that reads the exact golden brown hue of every piece and rejects anything that falls outside a tight color band.
Internal temperature is verified by probe on randomly selected pieces from every batch. The USDA minimum is 165 degrees. KFC's internal standard is 172.
Texture is tested with a penetrometer, a probe that measures the exact crunch resistance of the crust in newtons of force. Too soft or too hard means rejection.
KFC runs sensory evaluation panels 3 times per shift. Trained tasters sample product from the line and score flavor, texture, juiciness, and seasoning intensity on a 100-point scale.
Any batch scoring below 92 out of 100 on the sensory panel is pulled from the line immediately. It never reaches a restaurant, ever, under any circumstances. KFC's quality control department employs over 300 dedicated inspectors and food scientists at this facility alone, more per square foot than almost any other food manufacturer in America.
Only the batches that pass every single test advance to stage 3.
What happens next transforms individually fried pieces into the finished product billions of people recognize instantly. Approved chicken now enters the precision holding system, a climate-controlled staging environment that maintains every piece at exactly 140 degrees while awaiting final assembly. There is a strict 30-minute maximum hold time at this stage. Chicken held even 1 minute beyond that window is automatically discarded, no exceptions, no overrides allowed. From holding, pieces are transferred to the Assembly Coordination Hub, a computerized dispatch center that determines exactly which pieces go into which order at which restaurant. This system processes over 48,000 individual restaurant orders simultaneously. Every order is tracked in real time from production floor to the moment it leaves the loading dock.
Now the chicken moves to what employees here simply call the bucket line. This is where KFC's most iconic packaging format has been filled since 1957. Empty buckets arrive flat-packed and are erected by automated forming machines at a rate of 1,200 buckets per minute before moving to the filling stations ahead. Each bucket size, from the 8-piece snack box to the legendary family fill-up, has its own dedicated filling lane with piece-specific robotic portioning arms above.
The robotic arms use computer vision to identify each piece type, distinguishing a breast from a thigh to a drumstick with 99.8% accuracy every time.
Once pieces are placed, a weight verification scale beneath each bucket confirms the exact correct combination before a lid is automatically sealed over the top. Share this with someone who'd never believe a bucket of chicken involves this much science. Hit share right now. We're just getting to the wild distribution network. Sealed buckets and boxes enter the final staging area, a refrigerated marshalling zone the size of 6 basketball courts where orders are assembled by restaurant destination. Each pallet is shrink-wrapped, laser-printed with a unique tracking code, and logged into KFC's global supply chain system, traceable to the exact farm it originated from. The loading dock operates on a synchronized 30-minute cycle. One truck departs every half hour, 24 hours a day, carrying product to KFC locations across the region. KFC's cold chain is unbroken from factory to restaurant. Product never rises above 40 degrees from the moment it leaves the fryer until it reaches the restaurant kitchen. But before any truck departs, a third-party auditor performs a final facility-wide inspection, an unannounced visit protocol that KFC has enforced across every supplier since 2004. These audits cover over 400 individual checkpoints, from employee hand-washing compliance to microbial surface counts on every machine that touches the product. KFC conducts over 12,000 individual food safety audits annually across its global supply chain. It's one of the most audited food systems of any restaurant brand in existence. Microbiological lab testing runs continuously alongside the production line. Samples are plated and incubated on-site, with results returned in under 4 hours using rapid detection technology. If any microbial test returns a positive result, a full production hold is triggered, stopping every line in the affected zone within 60 seconds of the alert. When everything passes, and the vast majority of the time it does, the trucks roll out. Next stop, the restaurant kitchen, where the final transformation happens. When the delivery truck backs into a KFC restaurant, the receiving process mirrors the factory: temperature checks, weight verification, and visual inspection before a single box is accepted. Inside the restaurant kitchen, product enters purpose-built heated holding units engineered specifically for KFC, maintaining that critical window of perfect serving temperature and texture. Every KFC restaurant worldwide fries additional fresh chicken on-site throughout the day. The factory product supplements peak demand, but fresh in-store frying never fully stops. The bucket itself is a final quality checkpoint. Crew members are trained to inspect every piece visually before it goes in. Color, coating integrity, and size uniformity checked by eye. The iconic red bucket is filled in a specific layering order: heavier pieces on the bottom, lighter pieces on top, designed for structural integrity and presentation. That red bucket design hasn't changed significantly since Colonel Sanders introduced it in 1957. It remains one of the most recognized food packaging icons on the entire planet. The lid is pressed, the order is stamped with a time, and it moves to the service counter. From frying to your hands, KFC's target window is under 10 minutes. Now consider the full scale of what you've just watched. KFC serves over 12 million customers globally every single day across all 27,000 of its locations. KFC purchases approximately 1 billion pounds of chicken annually in the United States alone. That makes it one of the single largest buyers of poultry on the entire planet. KFC's annual global revenue exceeds $31 billion. That's more than the entire GDP of some countries, all built on one man's roadside chicken recipe. If you stacked every bucket of chicken KFC sells in a single year end to end, the line would circle the entire Earth more than 14 times over. The 11 herbs and spices have never been leaked, stolen, or reverse engineered successfully in over 80 years, despite thousands of attempts by food scientists and competitors worldwide. In 2016, a reporter found what appeared to be the handwritten recipe in a family scrapbook. KFC tested it and publicly confirmed it was not the real formula. KFC employs over 800,000 people worldwide, from farmhands in Kentucky to restaurant crew in Tokyo, all connected by a single secret recipe and a pressure fryer. Colonel Sanders was 62 years old, nearly broke, and living out of his car when he began franchising his recipe. Today, a new KFC opens somewhere in the world every 6 hours. The pressure fryer Colonel Sanders invented is still the foundation of every single KFC worldwide. The technology has been refined, but the core principle has never been replaced. From one gas station kitchen in Corbin, Kentucky, to $2.7 billion spent on chicken annually, the scale of what one recipe created is almost incomprehensible. And that is the full story. From a Kentucky farm to a pressure fryer to the iconic red bucket sitting on your kitchen table tonight. If this video changed how you see your next KFC order, smash that like button and subscribe. We go inside a new factory every single week. Next up, we go inside the Coca-Cola factory. Same level of access, same shocking secrets. Hit that video right now. We'll see you inside.